A man named Barry drives to work at Belco Industries. At the front gate, he notices unfamiliar armed security guards turning away local staff. He is let in after showing his identification. At the same time, Danny Wilkins arrives for her first day at Belco. At the reception, she is informed that a tracking device has been implanted in every employee's head. She reacts with confusion, but they explain that it's for tracking just in case there's a kidnapping. Elsewhere in the building, employees begin to settle in for the workday. Everyone continues with their tasks. Leandra Flores, Mike's girlfriend and co-worker, sits in her office and notices Wendell staring at her oddly, but Mike steps into her office. They chat and share a kiss as they settle into their cubicles. Mike, still worried about the new security protocol, calls head of security Evan. He expresses concern because he doesn't recognize the new guards stationed outside. Suddenly, a strange voice comes over the intercom. It instructs everyone to stop what they are doing. The voice says that 2 people must be eliminated within a set time limit or more people will face consequences. The announcement causes confusion, and many people assume it's a prank. They look at each other with disbelief. The voice repeats the order, but no one takes it seriously. Then, all the windows and exits seal shut. Thick metal shutters roll down over doors and windows. The building is locked down. Panic begins to spread. Time runs out. No one has been harmed. Barry tries to calm everyone, but just at that moment, 4 employees suddenly collapse as the implants detonate inside their heads. Their co-workers scream and scramble to understand what just happened. Chaos fills the rooms. The remaining employees realize that the implants are actually explosives. Realizing this, Mike rushes to the restroom, locks the door, and tries to remove his implant using a box cutter. He cuts into the back of his head but stops when the voice warns him to quit, or his device will be triggered. Danny, the new employee, hides somewhere safe. Later, the voice returns. It announces that unless 30 people are dead within 2 hours, 60 will lose their lives. Fear spreads rapidly through the building. People begin to shout, argue, and panic. Barney, who is in the electrical room with Bud, gets scared and panics. He strikes his colleague on the head with a spanner. Bud falls and dies. Danny, hiding nearby, sees what happened. Barney rushes at her, but she struggles with him and pushes him onto a rod, which pierces through the back of his head. 2 groups form. One group, led by Mike, believes that they should not harm anyone. They decide to try and send a message to the outside world. The other group, led by Barry, believes they should follow the instructions to survive. They head to the armory and try to burn off the lock to access the weapons. Mike, along with Leandra and Evan, confronts them and asks them to stop, but they continue. Evan pulls out his pistol and points it at them to halt their actions. Mike calms Evan down and collects the pistol from him. As Barry's group continues trying to break into the armory, Mike shoots at a gas pipe, cutting off their operation, and they leave. Mike's group goes to the roof and tries to hang large banners outside to attract attention. Soldiers stationed outside notice the movement and fire warning shots at them. The group retreats to avoid getting hit. In the stairway, Barry, Wendell, and Terry ambush Mike's group. They kill Evan and take his keys to the armory. With the keys, Barry's group unlocks the armory and arms themselves with guns. Armed and organized, Barry and Wendell begin selecting 30 people at random. They force them to kneel in a line in the main hallway. Among the selected are Mike and Peggy. Barry starts executing them one by one with a gunshot. In the basement, Danny is hiding. She locates the main electrical panel and turns off the building's power. The room plunges into darkness. With the lights out, the employees scatter. Gunfire erupts in the dark. Barry and Wendell shoot into the crowd, killing several more people. Chaos takes over the building. Other employees attack them and kill them in retaliation. Barry and Wendell continue searching the building. They are now fully armed and are hunting for anyone still alive. The voice comes on the intercom again. It announces that only 29 people have been eliminated so far, one short of the 30 required. The 2-hour time limit runs out. As a result, the explosive implants inside 31 employees are triggered. They fall lifeless across different parts of the building. The explosions happen rapidly. Some employees lose their lives in offices, others in hallways or hiding places. Blood smears the walls and floors. Only 16 people remain alive. Danny continues hiding and makes her way into the elevator shaft. She is joined by Roberto, and they try to climb down using the elevator cables. The survivors are in shock. They try to regroup and hide from the attackers. The voice returns and declares the final phase of the experiment. It states that the person who kills the most people within the next hour will be allowed to live. All others will not survive. This message throws the survivors into deeper desperation. Some try to hide. Some attempt to escape. Some begin to consider attacking others for a chance to survive. Barry intensifies his hunt. He moves with determination, aiming to increase his kill count. Danny and Roberto continue moving through the elevator shaft. Barry locates them. He calls the elevator, and the platform begins to lower, fatally crushing Roberto as he tries to escape. Elsewhere, Leandra discovers two other employees, Marty and Chet. They have collected intact implants from deceased coworkers. They show her the devices and explain that they plan to use them to blow a hole in the wall and escape. Before they can act, Wendell finds them. He kills both Marty and Chet. Leandra fights back, manages to overpower Wendell, and kills him in self-defense. She escapes from the scene. In another part of the building, the number of survivors continues to shrink. Vince suddenly appears, throwing fire bottles. As they scatter, Barry opens fire and kills Vince. Leandra is also hit by a bullet. Barry finds Danny in the elevator and fatally shoots her. Mike helps Leandra to a hiding spot, where she later dies after telling Mike she loves him. Fueled by grief and rage, Mike finds Barry and attacks him. They fight brutally. Mike grabs a heavy tape dispenser and beats Barry with it until Barry collapses, lifeless. Mike, now the sole survivor, looks around at the wrecked office. Bodies lie everywhere. The lights return to normal, and the steel shutters unlock. The building doors open, and soldiers enter. The soldiers escort Mike outside. He is dazed, covered in blood, and barely able to walk. They lead him next door to a hangar. Inside the hangar, Mike is brought to a clean, brightly lit room. One of them is the voice behind the intercom. He sits at a desk. The man begins to explain. He tells Mike that this was part of a large-scale experiment to study human behavior. Mike listens silently. Behind the man, Mike sees a control panel. It has 80 switches, each connected to one of the Belco employees. He notices that the switches controlling the explosive devices are still active. Mike had earlier planted untriggered trackers into the soldiers' pockets and also into the mastermind's pocket. Seizing the chance, he quickly flips every switch on the board except his own. Explosions tear through the hangar, taking out soldiers and observers instantly. The man behind the voice is gravely wounded. Mike grabs a gun from one of the fallen soldiers. He fires at and eliminates the remaining men in the room. When it is over, Mike staggers to the exit and walks outside alone. Outside, surveillance cameras track him. In another location, a group of people watches him on monitors. A new voice speaks, announcing that Stage 1 is complete and Stage 2 is about to begin.
If you enjoyed this video, please do well to like, subscribe, and comment on what movies you want us to review for you. Also, turn on the notification bell icon so you don't miss any of our videos. Thanks, and see you in the next video.